Hey guys, it's Captain Forest here, and today I'm back with a spicy Marvel Inverse matchup to go over. I've got King Thor versus Hyperion. Now, these versions that I'll be using in this video, that will be based on 616, so it will not include Heroes Reborn. Specifically, Thor will be 616 and Hyperion will be from his respective universe, but obviously he is a part of 616, he resides in there now from the whole feat of the universes and the conversions. But anyway, if you guys enjoy video like this, please leave a like, comment down below, give me your feedback. I love to read comments. Also, check out the Coffee Shop Gang. They make awesome content. Their link shall be all in the description. Shoutouts to Splash, shoutouts to everyone else. Also, shoutouts to Korin O'Keefe. He also helped with the scaling and some of the scans as well for the video. Much appreciated. But anyway, if you guys would like to support me on a personal level, I have my links down in the description too. It is 100% optional. But hey, just simply liking, subscribing and watching the videos and tuning in just makes my day. But anyway, let's get right into the meat and potatoes of things, and we'll go over who would win more often than not. So for attack potency, both combatants easily have Herald tier scaling. So I'm going to start off with Thor. We've seen Thor and the help of other Thors hold back the collapse of countless dimensions / universes. Depending how you scale Marvel, this feat would range around multiversal plus to high hyperversal. Thor has consistently shown to hurt and damage characters like the Hulk, and the Hulk himself was able to channel the power of 2 universes within himself. And if we look at how the basic cosmology of Marvel works, a singular universe has infinite realities inside of it. This is stated by Otto, the Watcher himself, who watches over all realities. What I've said about universes would also apply to the infinite, uncountable higher dimensions. Infinity stacked upon infinite amount of times. It's always expanding and increasing greater infinities. Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme issue 21 talks about these things called Alephs, which is basically just one set of infinity and then on to the next set of infinity. Now, going more in depth, Aleph 0 in simple terms is countable infinite. Aleph 1 starts the first uncountable infinite. The gap between Aleph 0 and 1 is inaccessible. This goes for 1 to 2 and so on. Aleph 0 would equate to high hyper. This would be an infinity of universes, while the multiverse itself is an Aleph transfinite number larger than infinity of universes. Aleph 1. Aleph 1 would equate to high hyperversal plus or low outer, depending on which tiering system you go with. So depending on your interpretation, you can get Thor pretty high up there in terms of attack potency, which is very impressive. So the ranges, at least for the low ends, I'd say like multi plus, but you can easily get him to high hyperversal or possibly even higher. Now moving on to Hyperion. Hyperion should be around at least multiversal plus to high hyperversal. Hyperion was trying his best to hold back the collapsing realities, but was unable to as they collapsed on top of him, but he was able to tank and survive this incursion. As mentioned above on how dimensions and universes work in Marvel, this feat would easily be around multiversal plus to high hyperversal. Now, we all like a little bit of consistency, right? So Hyperion has demonstrated to contend and defeat the likes of Hulk, who he himself also scales to this, as the Hulk himself has fought Thor consistently and has also demonstrated to damage and beat Thor on some occasions. So the scaling would apply the same. So ultimately, both combatants have Herald tier scaling. Now, as for speed, both combatants are pretty relative. I don't necessarily see a speed blitz, so I'm going to pretty much just move on and talk about how I see the fight playing out and what these two combatants can do in character against each other. As for AP overall, you could argue Hyperion being possibly relative to Thor, but personally, I have to slightly edge out more so to King Thor. King Thor should scale higher, especially against his fight with Joe Fixit. This version of Hulk scales above a lot of characters. Hulk has embarrassed the Avengers twice, such as overloading Black Panther's suit, which is powered by celestial energies that was noted to be a near impossibility, and a weaker version of Hulk back in the Avengers 2016 run was the only one able to pop Cannonball's invulnerable blast field. This same blast field is noted to be invulnerable, and not even the likes of Gladiator can break it when he punched it. And back in the classic days, Savage Hulk absolutely destroyed and embarrassed Gladiator, and this same Joe Fixit is vastly above those Hulks and any other previous iterations or versions of Hulk. And this same Thor was able to tank attacks and damage Joe Fixit with Mjolnir, which is a very crazy feat. That is why I have Thor leaning more in AP, because of just better feats. But in character, how I see the fight happening, so I see Hyperion being able to get past some of Thor's attacks, so Thor's like lightning blast from a distance. Like typically Hyperion likes to charge in or go for heat vision. Now the issue here, as I mentioned, is the AP. Now Hyperion is a tough one to take down with his endurance. Hyperion does have type 3 mortality and can heal from injuries, but even so, Thor's a monster with Mjolnir, and I think Thor would have to pretty much put down Hyperion with some Mjolnir strikes to take victory this way. Now if this came down to hexes, Thor has the versatility with his hexes. Thor can use his sealing hacks, as demonstrated by Thor when he sealed Hyperion inside a glass ball, and with the AP edge on Thor's side would help greatly. Thor could also BFR Hyperion. Hyperion has demonstrated resistances to BFR though. We've seen Hyperion resist BFR twice. The character could not send him away because his spatial signature was incorrect. A mutant called Blink was unable to BFR Hyperion with her energy rods, which BFR you. So if it came down to BFR, Hyperion can just simply vibrate his own molecules to prevent this from happening. However, because of Hack's potency being a factor, Hyperion doesn't have the sufficient Hack's potency resistances to the BFR, and would still prove to be an advantage for Thor. Hyperion's heat vision wouldn't work. Thor has counters against that. Thor's hammer can absorb energy and was also demonstrated in their fight before, and Thor can just simply deflect it away with his hammer if he so chooses to. But let's say if both combatants were relative in AP, this fight would prove a little bit more challenging with Thor. Hyperion would definitely put in a lot of work and scrap with Thor and brawl with him. I think Hyperion would put in some work and get some hits in and annoy Thor, who holds back in character. Hyperion would be able to resist some of Thor's hexes a lot better as well, considering there isn't an issue about Hack's potency since there's no differ in AP. But as the fight drags on, I think Thor would turn the tide. If this fight was to turn sour for Thor, Thor has his Warrior's Madness, which gives him a 10 times increase in stats. So if Thor becomes bloodlusted, Thor would resort to using the God Blast, which would 100% one-shot Hyperion. But in general, without the God Blast, he'd just eclipse Hyperion and take victory via AP this way. So ultimately, I'd have to lean more so to Thor winning. Better stats, better hexes, even if they were relative, Thor has more to work with in this fight. He has the versatility and the hexes to put down and take care of Hyperion. But anyway, overall, pretty cool fight, in terms of inverse at least. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like, comment down below, and give me your feedback. Let me know what you guys think, and check out those links down in the comment section. But anyway, it's been good. Captain Forrest, signing out. Peace.